Seated in the auditorium are family and friends who have, in many different ways, supported these candidates to reach the goal represented by this ceremony. And on the platform are the college faculty and staff who have motivated, encouraged, and inspired these students as they completed their coursework and their college experience. And before us are the candidates for graduation, who have become good friends, mentors, colleagues, developing relationships that will serve them well as they move into the future together. We join then as members of an extended support network to celebrate our involvement with these candidates and to witness their accomplishment. That celebration now begins. Presiding over the December commencement ceremony is the President of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, Dr. Davie Jane Gilmore.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you. Welcome to the winter commencement ceremony exercises of the Pennsylvania College of Technology. It actually won't be winter for a few more days, and with my sincere apologies to the skiers and snowboarders among you, I don't mind if it stays away a little bit longer. I would like to just have the record show that we had no delays or postponements for final exams this year. Those behind me are particularly happy about that. I'm happy to speak on behalf of the college's administration and faculty today to all of you, the graduates, and your families. The class of 2015, we have been your other family for these years at Penn College. And it is with our considerable pride that we look out upon you today, not just as dotingly as your parents and your friends do, but with a sincere interest in your safe arrival thus far. We have a genuine curiosity about what's next for all of you. This is a time when we check the ledger and we realize that we've kept the bargain with each other. You have given us your attention, your persistence, your dedication, and your hard work, and we have given you the tools to fashion your way through an exciting new world. I expect the next few hours will be hectic, and then you get to face the holidays. But you will have little time, I suspect, to have anything resembling reflection. But in this brief window between your education and your career, I hope you find time to honor your achievement. Your Penn College years have not been without challenges. There have been financial, emotional, and personal hurdles that you unfortunately have to know will not end just because you're graduating. But you are now much better prepared to conquer them, using the new tools in your arsenal and the same old excitement and confidence that I saw when we met at Connections. Alongside your family's encouragement, this college's guiding hand, you have accomplished something wonderful. With many of your faculty supporters sitting behind me today and the well-wishers sitting all around you, please acknowledge these roles they have played in your success. Please take a few moments in the midst of the hugs and hurrahs to celebrate one overriding factor. You would not be here today were it not for your own dedication and perseverance. So to each of the students who leave here with my best wishes for a happy and rewarding future, and to the loved ones who will witness this celebration, I welcome you all to the Community Arts Center. Now, there's a couple of things I'd like to do. First of all, this is the Pennsylvania College of Technology. So normally, at other commencement ceremonies, we would tell you to please silence your phones and put them away. This is Penn College. Please get your phones out, and please use them. This is a time when we want you to record your celebrations, your thoughts, and your excitement. It's called PCT hashtag PCT grad, and I'm going to take the first picture of the class. So be ready. I expect to see more on hashtag PCT grad throughout the celebration and throughout the day. And now one personal note, if I may. Today, after a 35-year career, our registrar, Denny Dunkelberger, is participating in his last commencement ceremony. He's standing in the back now shaking his head. Denny has been at the college for over 35 years, and the last 17 he has been our registrar. That means that he and I and everybody around us have done commencement together for more than 75 ceremonies. He has been the glue that has held us together. He's been the man who says the last few words to me before I come on stage to tell me exactly how many hands I will shake today. He has been an anchor in our world, and he has been a dear friend. And And I will tell you, Denny, it won't be the same without you. Thank you very much.
I'd like to now introduce Mr. Elliot Strickland, Chief Student Affairs Officer.
President Gilmore, Senator Yaw, Provost Starkey, distinguished faculty and staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the December 2015 graduating class. It is my great pleasure this morning to introduce your student commencement speaker. Now, I don't know about other people in this audience, but when I was in college, the coolest piece of equipment that I ever got to use was a microscope in my biology class. Now, can you imagine going to class each day and working on some of the rarest and most valuable automobiles in the world? I'm talking cars like a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle Supersport, a 1953 Vero Wolfwagen, a 1909 Chalmers Detroit Roadster, a 1916 Scripps Booth Model D, or just one of several Rolls-Royces on loan from the Rolls-Royce Foundation. Such is the life for students in our Automotive Restoration Technology program. Pretty cool, huh? And for those of you wondering, we are accepting applications in the lobby after the ceremony. Jay Rhodes is one of our best and brightest in this program, but Jay's abilities go far beyond his technical know-how. As his nominator stated, Jay is a true role model student that has earned the respect of students and faculty. Jay came to Penn College after earning a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Lock Haven University. He serves as an ambassador for the program, a liaison with the Antique Automobile Club of America, Susquehannock region, and he currently serves as a staff sergeant in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, where he has served as both a Bradley fighting vehicle gunner and squad leader. Jay graduates today with an Associate of Applied Science in Automotive Restoration Technology with honors. It gives me great pleasure to introduce your 2015 student commencement speaker, Mr. J. M. Rhodes, Jr.
Hello? Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Strickland, for that introduction. Like you said, my name is Jay Rhodes. I grew up right across the river in South Williamsport. If you don't think there's a difference between Williamsport and South Williamsport, get over there a little bit. Anyways, when I graduated high school, I actually wanted to work on classic cars. However, I was advised to keep that more as a hobby and pursue a career. So I did, and like he said, I got my bachelor's degree from Lock Haven in criminal justice. I joined the Army National Guard right out of Williamsport here. I did 2 deployments overseas, and on my second deployment, I seen that Penn College offered the restoration program. So, having no wife or kids or too many bills, I decided to enroll. Without Penn College offering this program, the chances of me pursuing my degree would have never been possible. I never would have found this school without Penn College, especially the program. Like he said, it's pretty rare. The next closest school that offers this is in Kansas. And I would have never got to meet Jay Leno, which I don't know if you guys seen the pictures, but that was pretty cool as well. And although I am sad to leave, it's time to move on. For some of us, it's time to finally grow up and make some money in a career that we truly enjoy. And Penn College was the school to provide me with that opportunity. I could not have done this without the help and support of a great number of people. I would like to thank Mr. Klinger for recommending me for the President's Award and guiding me through the Automotive Restoration Program, Mr. Bruckhart, Beerley, Prudent, Turney, and English for taking time outside of their classroom lecture to answer each and every question I could think to ask of them. Mrs. Betty Edkin, who's sitting right up front here, in the Haggerty Education Program for providing me with generous scholarships to get me through school. Mr. Chet Beaver, I'm not sure where he's at, but I seen him earlier, for making the Veterans Affairs Office just extremely flawlessly. My funding came through without a simple flaw. And if you think that's not good, try going to another school. You'll find out. Mr. Ed Strobel for taking a chance and hiring me when I knew next to nothing about automotive restoration and spending a lot of time correcting me as to doing a job properly. And because of him, I actually have future work lined up for myself. And lastly, thank you to my family and my girlfriend Marissa for putting up with me for being in school and on deployments for the better part of a decade. Graduates, I thought it'd be appropriate on our graduation today to provide a little advice. I'm sure most of you have heard these things throughout your life at some point, either by adults or by professors. And I figured if you're not going to listen to them, maybe you would listen to me a little bit. So here I go. Don't procrastinate. It is way easier to procrastinate in college than it is in life. Trust me. Listen and don't be afraid to ask questions. Like I said, I bug those teachers every day. I'd ask them the smallest things I could think of. There will always be people who know more and less than you at your profession. Ask those who know more for their insight and provide those who know less with your own insight. You're only going to help yourself and wherever you work by doing so. The truly only dumb question is the one you don't ask. And lastly, take every opportunity you can to learn more. You never know when you may use new information. On my second deployment, I turned down a free OSHA class. And then I came into Penn College and my degree program required it. So I had to spend $1,030 just to take the mandatory OSHA class. So, like I said, take advantage if somebody gives you the opportunity. Congratulations to everybody. Best wishes on your future. Thank you.
Many of us this season engage in rewarding and sometimes frustrating traditions of finding the right present for those on our gift list. The Alumni Humanitarian Award is bestowed upon graduates of Penn College or its predecessor institution who do not have that problem. These are the people who choose to give of themselves to provide distinguished community or volunteer service and reflecting the dedication and loyalty of their alma mater. Benjamin Franklin once wrote, and I quote, "The problem with doing nothing is not knowing when you're finished," end quote. Penn College has a rich tradition of employees, students, and alumni who don't know how to do nothing. They serve on school boards, they coach our children, they work at nonprofits, they volunteer in their towns and cities, often in projects that leave a lasting legacy for all to appreciate. And it is certainly the case with today's honoree. They beautifully pay heed that they are part of a larger, though increasingly smaller world in which we live. In spite of a full-time job as a packaging equipment engineer for the Keurig Green Mountain Incorporated, Jason Gross, a 2005 magna cum laude graduate in plastics and polymer engineering technology, spent much of 2014 designing a water wheel that significantly improves the way a vital commodity is safely and cleanly transported in third world countries. Instead of filling metal pots carried on top of their heads, women in rural India now employ the Wello water wheel, a blow-molded, at high speed from durable plastic and rolled, pushed or pulled backwards. Less time, less weight, less spillage, and I quote from his nominator, "The impacts of this invention on the health and sanitation are enormous. This device will have a global reach." Jason donated an enormous amount of time and energy to this project. It spurred him on to pursue other projects in a similar nature, in which he could use his skills to benefit mankind. Whatever the project, throughout his postgraduate career, he has gratefully acknowledged the critical thinking and other attributes that he gained through his Penn College education. The Water Wheel Project, a referral of sorts from his brother Matthew, another Penn College alumnus, was detailed in the fall 2015 One College Avenue magazine, featured article titled Water to Go, in which Jason said, and I quote, "To be part of something that truly changed the world was something that excited and intrigued me from the day I heard about it. We agree, and we are proud that he is part of us, too." Taking the Penn College name 7,000 miles from his Vermont home, we welcome him back, along with his family cheering section that includes his wife, Candace, and their energetic 16-month-old son, Declan. Please join me in congratulating Jason Gross, recipient of the Alumni Humanitarian Award.
Thank you very much. So here it is, the water wheel. Wow, it's really incredible to be standing up here in front of this class, and I am going to share a few words. You know, I was honored for this special award. Really didn't even expect to get it, and then really surprised to receive it. So I'm going to start by saying one thing. I accept this award on one principle today: that everyone here considers not only their impact on the world, but how they can influence it. We can all have a positive impact in everything we do with our unique gifts and abilities. History really can be changed. I was challenged from my youth to find a passion and pursue it. Honestly, I don't know if I found it yet, but I do projects every day on all sorts of scales. But this one was different, this water wheel right here. Parts of this project were very difficult, like working with an international team that didn't even speak the same language as me, but some were very much the same, doing this blow molding like I learned in school and my career. You know, I heard multiple times along the way that this couldn't be done, but yet here it is, the water wheel. What an amazing little invention. So think about this. The next phone call you get could be from family, exciting or sad news. Could be about a great job offer, or actually one you really didn't want. But you know, mine started from a call from my brother, this referral, like you heard earlier. And that phone call that I took led to another step. It was just getting started. So I took a risk, and that's what I want to share with you guys. Take risk. It's one of these things that you move forward every day, you take one step, you overcome obstacles, and you never know where it's going to go. The founder of Wello took a risk with me. I'd never done any consulting or contracting work before, but I decided to. So this is where we ended up. What do you see here? Blue, yellow plastic, some metal, a round container. I see life, more available time and educational opportunities for families who have access to this water wheel. I see a journey that it's going to go throughout its lifespan, just as we will. It's going to face many daunting trips, bumps along the road, but what it's doing is relieving a burden that many people face. There's a hardship in this world. Over 750 million people go without water every day. 750 million people. It's huge, nearly impossible to comprehend. We have abundant water here. We don't even think about it. And overseas, there should be plenty of water, right? Wells are drilled every day. Water's purified, and new hope comes to those small rural villages every day. So why these staggering numbers, I ask you, even with our modern technology? Well, technology isn't human. It takes each of us to apply it, so each of you can have an impact, and technology needs this application, which is something that I learned right here at this school. I look out across the stage and see unlimited potential. These students, faculty, parents, friends, Penn College prepared you for this world, and it's part of me every day, and it's going to be part of you. So that I hope your education taught you many things, and I hope that it challenged for you to take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't always do what's safe, and don't always do what you're comfortable with. I wouldn't be here today if that's the case. I don't like being on stage. We grow by taking risks. So our journey brought us all here today, and it's going to take us somewhere else tomorrow. So what if we all share what we know, we collaborate, and make this world a better place? I had this opportunity to work through a continual series of events on this project that ended up with this tremendous product. I don't know where your careers, projects, or experiences is going to take you, but I do know that you can have an impact along the way, and I hope that you will. Take those risks, enjoy your journey. Thank you to my family, my wife, my young son, Dr. Canner, Mr. Weston, and the faculty and staff here at Penn College.
Ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, the legal corporate body of the Pennsylvania College of Technology is its board of directors. This is the body that, by our charter, is given the final responsibility for the governance, welfare, and all other interests pertaining to the college. Though some responsibilities are delegated, ultimate authority rests with the board. At this time, I would like to call upon Senator Jean Yaw, chair of the board of directors, to authorize the conferring of degrees at this ceremony. Senator Yaw.
Thank you. This is a very special occasion for all of you. The degrees being awarded have come from hard work, from the guidance and wisdom of the faculty, and from the strong support from your family and friends. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I extend to all of the graduates our congratulations and best wishes. And to the supporting family members, the faculty and friends, I extend our thanks for your support. Now, I turn to my official duty. Dr. Gilmore, by virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I authorize you, on behalf of the board, to confer on each of these candidates the degree earned as certified by the appropriate school dean.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise? President Gilmore, upon recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to inform you that these women and men have satisfactorily completed the requirements for the Bachelor of Science degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I do hereby confer upon you the Bachelor of Science degrees that you have earned, with all of the rights and privileges, and with congratulations from the Board of Directors, the faculty, and the administration. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for all associate degrees and certificates please rise? President Gilmore, upon recommendation of the faculty, I'm pleased to inform you that these men and women have satisfactorily completed the requirements for their respective associate degrees and certificates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of the Pennsylvania College of Technology, I do hereby confer upon you the associate degrees and certificates that you have earned, with all of their rights and privileges, and with congratulations from the Board of Directors, the faculty, and the administration. Congratulations. Now, if you'll remain standing, and will the baccalaureate graduates please rise? That's everybody now can stand. Ladies and gentlemen, when you walked into this theater today, you were candidates for the degrees that you have earned. A few moments ago, seconds ago, it was my honor to confer those degrees upon you. As a symbol of your entry into the world of educated men and women, I ask you to join me as I turn the graduation tassel of your class representative. This symbolizes to the world that you are, in fact, a graduate of the Pennsylvania College of Technology. Congratulations. You may be seated. As individuals and institutions, we all pass through clear stages of development, points in time when we grow into new roles and new responsibilities. This ceremony is a transition event for all of us. Today, the Pennsylvania College of Technology will recognize individuals with academic honors. Outstanding academic achievement will be recognized for all students. The gold, silver, or white cords that they wear during these ceremonies, white for honors, silver for high honors, and gold for highest honors, will identify these students. Blue cords signify academic achievement for certificate students. In addition, we are proud to recognize graduates who are members of Phi Theta Kappa. Their gold stoles and gold tassels will identify them. And we recognize proudly the graduates of the Alpha Chi Honor Society. White stoles will identify those students for you. We would now like to recognize our veterans, identified by their red, white, and blue cords, who are graduating, including those who have served on active duty as well as those currently serving in all branches of the military. Please stand if you are a veteran. Now, if you remain standing, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our veteran students. 2 of them have earned Purple Hearts. 3 have earned the Bronze Star. 42 have received the Iraq Campaign Medal. 48, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal. We are very proud of our veterans. You may be seated. At this time, we will be presenting diplomas to the graduates. We know that this is a moment when you want to capture this, and we simply ask that you leave the area in front of the official photographer clear so they can take their pictures, but you're welcome to come down front and capture the moments as well. Dr. Carolyn Strickland, the Vice President for Enrollment Management, and Dr. Paul Starkey, and Senator Yaw, our Chairman of the Board, will be assisting today with the presentation of the graduates, and our ceremony now begins.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates of the School of Business and Hospitality.
Jalinda M. Bischoff. Haley Jo Johnson. Jessica A. Teza. Christine Marie Loomis. Brittany L. Spanenberg. Elizabeth M. Ball. Rachel Allison Mertz. Bradley M. Moriarty. Ashley R. Post. Marissa Ray Dimoff. Kirsten E. Fody. Kelsey Lynn Park. Sabrina R. Smith. Anna Nicole Uribe. Jenna Elizabeth Zaremba. Sarah B. Fiedler. Ethan B. Hinkle.
Yes.
Stephen L. Mabin. Graham Michael Waters. Olivia Lee Arland Bullock. Haley May Haddon. Jessie May Cronister. Ronald Andrew Marquette. Brandon Michael Fisher. Lorenzo Aaron Marefka. Stacy A. Milheim. Abram J. Moon. Amanda N. Wolf. Colin J. Dunlap. Courtney Paige Fry. Jessica Rose Wiegand. Evelina A. Antoniuk. George Anthony Gadboys. Mark James Verbella. Sarah Ray Nichols. Tammy Sue Ryder. Christina Marie Gomez. Nathan Allen Rader Edkin.
President Gilmore, I'm proud to present the graduates from the School of Construction and Design Technologies.
Daniel Timothy Krager. Brianna L. Leza. Thomas Paul Veras. Jordan W. Rogers. Cameron J. French. Antony Lawrence Griffin Betterson. Robert McClellan. Cody L. Ebner. Tavon R. Hudson. Brian Timothy O'Halloran. Joshua K. Pearl. Jared Curtis Poper. Christopher Salisbury. Eric Scott Troxel. Robert Garrett Yonner. Zachary Ryan Beaver. William West. Benjamin Williams Huggendubler. Joseph Michael Powers. Justin F. Ziegenfuss. Cole Malin Carolus. Nicholas Arthur Dusman. Stephen A. Maderos. Nicholas Stephen Nieper. Joshua C. Scott. Joshua J. Del Sordo.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Health Sciences.
Kara Allison Mayhew. Megan Ray Ocker. Callie M. Bush. Hannah Elizabeth Hackenberg. Claudia Nicole Naylor. Stephanie Grace McNally. Hanan Ali Amahathab. Andrea Lynn Bauer. Cheryl Elizabeth Snyder. Brenda Applegate. Sarah Lynn Ayers. John R. Back, Jr. Aubrey Grace Bennett. Laura Ann Carver. Allie Marie Dietz. Jessica M. Fink. Karen E. Johnson. Amanda Sue Kopsick. Jennifer R. Kovachetz.
Alexandria Martin.
You don't want Victoria?
Oh, you can. If you want.
Alexandria Victoria Martin. Brandy L. Peters. Dallas Joy Riley.
Yeah, it's easy.
Taylor Ann Sponsler. Rochelle Nicole Stevens. Samantha M. Swinehart. Alyssa Paige Willover. Kathy L. King.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Industrial Computing and Engineering Technologies.
Cody Clifford Williams. Barry Lee Farr. Gregory Austin Faust. Daniel J. Shepish. Edward Warren Reese. Logan Richard Swineford.
It's pronounced Agnon.
Anthony Joshua Agnone. Kyle Lee Askins. Andrew L. Kohick. James Allen Foskey, Jr. Ethan G. Klein. Justin Michael Cullum. Randall James Haynes. Brendan Alexander Evans. Amanda A. Golder. Thank you. Justin Lucas Huey. Go ahead. Jonathan David Lembach. Dominic Vincent Maduro. Caroline M. Magin. Nathan Philip Miller. Badr Abdullah Al-Ghamdi. Mohammed Masen Al-Mukhtar. Fahad Abdullah Al-Amari. How you say Mejia? Gabriel Napita Mejia. Charles R. Wentworth, Jr. Wade Monroe Flanagan. Joshua Thomas Kaufman. Thomas E. Kaiser. Matthew T. Climbera. Justin Glenn Smith. Austin David Soboleski.
Wait till they get
Yeah, we'll wait till they clear out. I'll take your card. Daniel Paul Campiano.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Science, Humanities, and Visual Communications.
Daniel Paul Campano.
Congratulations.
Ashley R. Rumpf. Ariani D. Viscaino. Giovanna M. Daniele. Camaray C. Schenk.
Yeah, Cam.
Zachary Taylor Strasser. Julie Ray Barner. Chastity Love Howard. Right, is it Regal? Regal. Kelsey S. Regal. Rachel Ashley Byerly.
President Gilmore, I present the graduates from the School of Transportation and Natural Resources Technologies.
Zachary Alex Karupis. Connor J. Crawford. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dakota James Sims. Rafferty.
Yep.
Daniel M. Rafferty.
Yep.
Jacob G. Stauffer. How do you say it? Matherin. Vanessa Matherin. Drew Alexander Swanson. Hunter D. Jenkins.
Ortiz Gomez.
Kelvin A. Ortiz Gomez. Jacob A. Craig. Ethan A. Griffith. Joseph Charles Bonacci. Mark Jeffrey Gonder, Jr. Nicholas Gerard McQuillan. Noe Roberto Ruiz. Leighton K. Scott. Justin E. Thomas. Daniel S. Keating. Stephen Michael Rush. Benjamin Joseph Wiegand. Jillian Nicole Helmus. Aaron John Andrews. Connor R. Cusack. Dalton Charles Doherty. Natasha Taylor Harkey. Congratulations. Jeffrey P. Mock. Mingle. Yep. Timothy W. Mingle. Zachary William Taylor. Caitlin Marie Thomas. Kyle Nathaniel Johnson. Hodgson? Hodgson. Say it again. Hodgson. Hodgson. Benjamin Philip Hodgson. And J. Michael Rhodes, Jr.
Your connection with the college does not end today. As graduates, you're now members of the Penn College Alumni Association, and that is the main link between you and the college and your future. You'll hear from us monthly in our e-newsletter, as well as, of course, on Facebook. I look forward to welcoming you back to campus, to future alumni events, and to make sure that you keep us informed about the wonderful things in your future. In a few months, you're going to get a graduate survey, and that survey is really important to us, so I would encourage you to watch for the survey and return it as soon as you can. Now, this is the sort of most challenging part for me. On behalf of everyone behind me, on behalf of all of your faculty and staff, I get to be the person who speaks to you last before you go out into the world. So for the next minute and a half, and I promise you it won't be longer than that, I'd like you to just assume for a moment that there's nobody else here but you and I, the graduates. As I watched you come across the stage today, it was with such pride and such a feeling of accomplishment. Some of you were so confident and so excited. Others of you had tears in your eyes. You realize that this is a significant milestone in your life. It's a new opportunity. Milton Berle once said, and I doubt that many of you in the audience know who that is, at least the group I'm talking to right now, that if opportunity doesn't knock, make a door. It's a pretty simple statement, but it's quite true. Here's the thing, though. I think there's going to be lots of opportunities for all of you. But when in doubt, make a door. Because you each have been given the opportunity to make a difference in the world. We heard from one of your mothers this week. She's in the audience now. She sent us a voicemail that I got to listen to and an email that I got to read. And I think the thing that I liked hearing the most, although I liked hearing how wonderful the staff were that you and your mom dealt with, the thing I liked hearing the most was her quote about you, the graduate. I'm ready, but I'm going to miss school. I think the part you don't understand is how much we're going to miss you. Because through all of this excitement and through all of this hubbub, I'm not sure you really have a good understanding of how much you mean to us. I'm not sure that it really sinks in that you have touched our lives in ways that you have absolutely no clue. You have left an indelible mark on us, and we hope we have done so for you. So I have one final request for you. I want you to go out in this world, and I want you to make us Penn College proud, because believe me with all of my heart, we are enormously proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2015.
I invite those who are able to stand and to remove your caps, and everyone to join in the singing of the Penn College alma mater. The words may be found on page 2 of your program. You know the word, right? By heart. Kick us off there.
I'm going to lead it. I got it.
You want to step up to his mic?
Nestled in our mountains fair, on the Susquehanna, stands our beacon shining through, alma mater gray and blue. As the years continue on, we will sing this song.